Me, 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 me. Okay. Are we rolling? Awesome. Hello and welcome to today's brief is going to be for our workout Monday, March 23rd. So first of all, we're starting every day with a challenge of the day as opposed to a question of the day. Your challenge of the day for today is going to be to add a cup of veggies to one of your meals today. And the way that we're going to do that is you're going to take a picture of your meal with your additional cup of veggies and you're going to post it to the Family Tribe page. There may or may not be a prize for a raffle for you guys who enter your additional cup of veggies for today's challenge. So make sure you guys get your veggies in. Now more than ever, it's important to make sure we're giving our bodies the vitamin and nutrients that we need from our food. So
where can people get vegetables?
People can get vegetables from the grocery store, from all the farm stands that we see living in Oxnard. You can buy vegetables on the side of the road. Grocery stores are still open.
Cool.
I don't know how to, yeah, you should still be able to get vegetables. And not to be too serious, but if that's something that you guys need help with, reach out to a coach. Like, we are here for you guys to help you get the things that you need during this time. So please, if you're having an issue getting any kind of groceries or supplies, things like that, please don't hesitate to reach out to us because we're here to help. Cool. Today's workout is a 10-minute AMRAP. It's going to get pretty intense because we have a lot of 10s. Okay, 10-minute AMRAP of 10 pulsing air squats, 10 chair dips, and 20 object V-ups. So just really quickly, I'm going to have Colby demonstrate what these movements are going to look like. Our first movement is our pulsing air squats. He's going to get down into the bottom of an air squat. He's just going to come up to a quarter squat, pulse back down, and stand up. That's going to be 1 rep for today. So again, quarter squat, and then he rises all the way to the top. Next, we have some chair dips. There's a couple ways that we can modify this movement today. The most challenging is going to be if you have maybe 2 chairs, you can elevate those hips, you can get down to that full depth of your dip with your feet elevated onto that chair. If that's going to be a little bit too challenging for you today, you can do with just your chair. Make sure if your chair is a little bit on the lighter side that you guys take that extra moment to make sure you get your balance before you get into this movement. Using his feet to stabilize himself, he's still going to get into that full dip and that full extension at the top. Now, if this object is a little bit too low, he can also get up onto a higher object. So he has a high box here. You can use a table or any kind of high object that you have. The higher the object, the easier it's going to be for you to get into that full depth. And again, using his feet here to help bring himself out of the bottom of that dip. Cool, so that's our chair dips. Lastly, we have 20 object V-ups. So Colby's gonna go ahead and show us with his backpack here, his V-ups. He's going to get onto the ground, his shoulders touch the ground. That object goes up and overhead. He's going to bring his feet and that object together to the top to touch, and then bring that object back to the ground, up and over his head. Now, if this is too challenging, one of the options that he has is to do a single leg at a time, alternating legs every time with that V-up. Still keeping that same rep scheme, so you'll be doing 10 on each leg. He also has the option to drop the object completely and do unweighted V-ups. There we go. Meeting himself, folding in the center. And then finally, if V-ups aren't happening for him today, he can do regular sit-ups. He still crests his shoulders over his hip crease at the top of that sit-up. Cool. So those are our movements for today. Just really quickly, some things to kind of remember. We want this to be obviously a 10-minute time domain. I want you guys to find that level of intensity where you can kind of keep the same pace throughout this workout. Again, some of the options that we have to make these movements a little bit easier for that 10-minute time domain. Instead of a pulsing squat, you can get into a regular air squat. Yep, right to the bottom, breaks that parallel, keeps that chest nice and tall. For our chair dips, like we showed you earlier, you can either dip from a higher object, or you can bring those feet a little bit closer into your body or not have them elevated. And then for our V-ups, you can do unweighted V-ups, regular sit-ups, or you can alternate that leg for those V-ups. Cool. So that's going to be our workout for today. Our warm-up, we're going to go ahead and go through some movements that'll get you guys nice and ready for this workout today. So you're going to start with 10 air squats up and over the fence after every rep. So Colby's gonna get into a nice low air squat. He's gonna stand to the top. He's gonna step over that invisible fence, and then he's gonna get into that next air squat. He's gonna go back over that invisible fence and into an air squat. You guys are gonna do 10 of those, moving into 10 inchworm to push-up. So he's gonna walk himself out to a plank position. He's going to get into his push-up, and then he's gonna walk himself back up to the top. If that push-up isn't happening today, he can get on his knees for that push-up. So he's gonna walk himself out into that plank, get onto his knees, still get that full push-up in, and then he's gonna walk himself back to a stand. After that, he's gonna get into 10 Samson stretches. Nice big lunge, step forward, keeping that back knee off the ground, interlacing those fingers and extending those shoulders up and overhead. Let it be a good stretch in those shoulders today, especially for all those dips. There we go. We're gonna do 10 alternating. It can be 5 on each leg. And then finally, he's gonna get into what we call a warrior stretch. So he's gonna get nice and low into the bottom of that air squat. He's gonna use those elbows on the inside of his knees to drive that knee out. And then one at a time, he's gonna reach up to the sky on his opposite hand. So that elbow is anchored into the inside of that knee, opposite hand reaches up to the sky. You guys are gonna roll through that 2 times, and then you're gonna go through a miniature version of our workout to get yourselves moving in these movements. So you're gonna start with 5 pulsing squats. Here's a pulsing squat one more time. Beautiful. You're gonna get into 5 chair dips. Whatever modification you find for today, Colby's gonna show you an elevated chair dip, 5 of those, and then finally you're gonna finish with 10 object V-ups. There's his object. He's gonna fold himself, meeting in the center at the same time. Beautiful. And that's gonna be your rehearsal going into your 10-minute workout today. Have fun with this one, you guys. Take care.